More news coming in. Indian carriers may struggle to fill the void that has been left by IndiGo Airlines. 10% fleet has been reduced as clearly a measure that is being taken to penalize IndiGo Airlines, essentially, which means 216 flights are gone. But AI, which is Air India, has managed to just add 12 planes. So clearly the void hasn't been filled. Flight shortfall could be adding to a hike in airfare. Now, the government has done this as clearly a measure to penalize IndiGo Airlines. It's a punitive sort of an action that has been taken by cutting down the routes of IndiGo Airlines. But at the end of the day, it might look like us suffering. The people would be suffering because there is a possibility of a hike in fares, given that that void of 216 flights is not getting filled by anyone. In fact, Air India has been able to only fill 12 routes, 12 planes. But what really needs to be looked at is 216. 10%, in fact, cut in flight routes for IndiGo by the government. This eventually may mean that the cost of flying in the country might just increase, because if there is more demand and less supply, this eventually would lead to a hike in fares. It remains to be seen how the government handles this problem, because it's a shortage sort of a situation right now. Air India, to tell our viewers, has been able to had only 12 flights, but 216 have been cancelled. Shreya is with us for the very latest. Shreya, you know the natural outcome of this, as we've always seen, is going to be an increase in fare hike, isn't it? How is the government looking at dealing with that situation then, Shreya?
Well, that is something that the Ministry of Civil Aviation will need to work out on, and they have to cap the kind of rates that they will be expecting the flights where the redistribution will take place. But clearly, one thing's for sure, Sneha, that this is an action against the IndiGo for the kind of commotion that they caused for a week, and the passengers were left in lurch. So now 10% of their operations, which is actually the combined strength of Akasa and SpiceJet put together, that will now be redistributed amongst Akasa, SpiceJet and IndiGo. We're also being told that as this thing is being initiated, Air India has already added 12 flights to its operation on December 9th. So there was a review meeting that was held by the Ministry of Civil Aviation by top airline operators on Tuesday. So this is something which is in process. And clearly, we're also being told that by this kind of a curtail order that's come in, the market operation share of IndiGo will also be coming down. So IndiGo's market share has remained between 60 to 65% in 2022. But clearly that will go down as this 10% curtail order comes in from the Ministry of Civil Aviation against IndiGo.
We are getting in those details at that point in time. I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. It's going to be a flight shortfall, and clearly how that is going to play out in days to come, given that it's holiday season starting in a week or two, and that is going to have a bearing on the prices of tickets, and of course it's going to affect the flying schedule also of many passengers.